How's it going, everybody? Okay, this is Panda Snooch from Storytime Panda, and this is the Believe Music Scam 2017. So it's a part 2 to the video that I uploaded in 2016. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the views and the feedback we've gotten on this video. And so I thought that it called for another video. In fact, it didn't call for another video. My buddy Tropics, who owns the channel, hit me up and was like, hey man, you need to make another video on this, answering some comments and elaborating a little bit. So you know what? Here we go. Let's do this. Alright, so let's start with the basics here. So, to legitimize everything. Believe music, well, not really legitimize, you believe music is a bunch of shit. In fact, international music, I see your comment right now, believe music, fuck off. It got 30 likes. I'm not gonna complain. I mean, yeah, that was a little bit of a potty math. Explicit content contained. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's a YouTube algorithm bot that can be used by YouTube or by other labels and whatnot to search out videos and musical content that they feel that might be theirs or they might own copyrights to where they can, you know, demonetize or dispute your video so you can't monetize it. We all know how monetizing has gone in the last 2016 to 2017. It's been horrible. We don't make nothing. Anyway, besides the point. So let's get to, I'm going to answer these, kind of start with these two comments I have here. So I've got the two top comments pulled up. It's from Persian Songs and Danny Corbalian. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Both are talking about they own 100% of their music and they're still running into copyright claims. So what that could be is that you may not be following the dispute entirely correctly, and hopefully I'll be able to summarize this up for you. So in your description, and this is a very important thing, it always comes down to the description. If you own 100% of the music, provide that in the description. You know, like provide either your Bandcamp, your SoundCloud links, all that, you know, as much references as possible. References are key here. So that way when you file a dispute, you can put that into your little rant section and whatnot that you own 100% of it. And most of the time the dispute will be, you know, avoided unless you're copywriting. But you can't be copywriting if you own 100% of the royalties. And now what does this mean? Owning 100% of the royalties means that when you purchased either a song or you made a song or, you know, however you went about it, you own it. So like if I get on my computer right now and I write a track, I own that track. I wrote it myself. Alright, so my editing is going to need some work. Anyhow, I thought I'd cut away because my music is actually playing throughout this whole video. So check out my description for a good example of how you could label your YouTube video, or like I said, also check out other YouTube videos as well to see how they label their descriptions. I do the same, it helps. Anyway, let's cut back to the Panda Snooch stuff. If I go and download a song on iTunes and use that throughout my whole video, I don't own that, and that could be copyright dispute. That's pretty straightforward, I think we all understand that. So with this, the way to get around that is there's sites that you can go to get loops, effects, sounds for free royalties, and this might answer your question too, for if you own 100% royalties. And to own 100% royalties, there's a couple places to go, and these are great places to check out too if you're a YouTuber, a blogger, or just a fellow musician, what have you. Loop Masters, that's the first one. Prime Loops, I think Loop Masters bought out Prime Loops. Great sites to go to get musical effects, loops, samples, what have you. They have it. Another one is for more like sampling stuff, and it's great. You can create an account and share sounds with each other. Will be freesound.org. Freesound.org. Don't download from Reddit. That was going to be another one I was going to say. Just you're going to run into issues there, or even get a virus or an STD in your computer. So unless you're about that life, you know what I mean. SoundCloud rapper, go for it. That had nothing to do with it. I was just trying to make a rant. Anyhow, so when you're coming down to the dispute, if you own, let's say you own everything, you have your references all checked out, everything's good, then you can put that in your dispute claim that you purchased it from Loop Masters or whatnot. It's just a good way to throw them off your tail, because most of the times when these bot accounts are coming after you, it's because they think that they're a step ahead of you. So pretty much you just have to be a step ahead of them always. You have to outsmart them. So if you have your references and you come at it like you know what you're doing, they're going to be like, oh shit, he knows what he's doing. And that's why most of the time, or he, she, person knows what they're doing, and that's how it gets knocked off. So, and a good way to do that is in a couple different ways. So now let's get away from that 100%, you own it. Because like I said, again, I'll go over it one more time. If you want to get stuff that you don't want to worry about royalties from, then check out Loop Masters, Prime Loops, freesound.org, etc. Google. Just work the Google. You can find all kinds of stuff. But most of the time, you're probably going to stumble upon Loop Masters or Prime Loops. Those are the two best places to purchase stuff royalty-free. It's always royalty-free, unless it says so, which it won't. It's always royalty-free. Or you could do it your own way with a field recorder, your Elgato, whatnot. Like what I do, if you check out Storytime Panda, some of my videos, where I'll add 8-bit noises and jumps, what have you, from the Super Nintendo and retro consoles to kind of like add to my videos and make them different. Alright, so I had to clip it a little bit right there because I'm just losing my shit. I don't know what to talk about. There's so many things to say. Then if you were to put this into your YouTube video or use it in a production and upload it to YouTube, so like your own music and you're just uploading it to YouTube, you should be able to file these disputes pretty easily. And how you could do that and file those disputes is that when you go to file the dispute, when you put it in there, you put that you own ownership to both. I mean, this is if you own the video and the music. You put that you own the ownership to both, and then in your description of why, just put that, you know, purchase said from Loopmasters or loopmasters.com or Prime Loops or whatever you're using that I named just previously, and the dispute should be completely knocked off because, excuse me, you own it. All right, so now another thing I want to get to is now for all the other YouTubers and whatnot, that let's say you're not using your music and you're using maybe a friend's music or something else. You know, we all fucking hate this stuff. Always list that you don't own the song or the video that was used. Provide the link of the actual artist or the person, the original content owner. Always put the original content owner, provide a link, maybe a Bandcamp link, or a YouTube channel link and whatnot, and just fully support them, because otherwise it does look bad. You know, let's say like I'm a musician, right, and I stumble across somebody's random YouTube video and I hear my music playing in the background and they don't have any references in their description to me. I'm gonna be a little offended, and yeah, I might report your video because, you know, in a way you're profit and you're, let's say you're monetized and you're making money on it. So if you add all this up, that's the only thing where, you know, disputing makes sense. But if you own everything, then you shouldn't have an issue with it at all. So watch out for bot accounts. When you dispute, oh, and where you dispute, go into your video manager, and then where all your videos are lined up on the side, there'll be a little icon saying whether it's dispute or not. Then you just click dispute. Your reason for disputing, it'll give you a couple options. That you own both the video and the music content, or you just own one piece of the content, blah, 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 and then a little section for you to rant. And like I said before, in that little rant section, that's where you put all your references. And that's pretty much where you get them off of your back. That's the best way to get them off your back. But no matter what, when you upload, you're still going to run into issues that you're still going to want to dispute. Just make sure that in the description, this is like the biggest thing, I have to say, probably the biggest thing, is just make sure in your description that you're referencing the best you can. That if you don't own it, make sure that you're, you know, showing as much support as you can to the person that you don't own it from. It's a little harder with videos, but with music and whatnot, as long as you're showing support and whatnot, you're fine. Now, that's with artists like me, or if you find like an underground artist or SoundCloud rapper or whatnot. No offense there. Alright, so an overview, real quick. So, first of all, sites where you can get royalty-free music, samples, effects. Loopmasters, Prime Loops, and freesound.org, or sample it yourself, and make sure, as long as it's not, you know, that whole content thing, as long as it's your own. 2, if you have a YouTube video and you don't own the music, right? Make sure to reference. So that way when you get to dispute, you can put it in there, you're good to go. Now, there's a difference though. So let's say you have your YouTube opening, like your intro, and your intro is part of the dispute because you're using somebody else's music, whether that's Avicii's Levels or a random SoundCloud rapper. Don't know why I always reference that, but let's do it for the sake of aesthetic. Anyway, so you always want to make sure that you put the references in there. Again, you know, like, I do not own the music, and then provide the links below. The same thing would be if you didn't own the video, that you provide plenty of info in your description, check out our channel, check out other YouTubers' channels, check out other music channels, and see what their descriptions look like. That's probably the best thing to reference off of, you know, and put that together to form your own. So that way you'll less likely have a chance of running into disputes. But it's not foolproof. Like I said, nowadays with the way we know that the way YouTube works and whatnot. So, well, anyhow, I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions or anything like that, please share below. I mean, the feedback from the last video was awesome. Hopefully I can help out with fixing any more issues you may have. And this has been Panda Snooch from Storytime Panda. And with that, you have a great holiday, weekend, school, whatever we're dealing with now. And yeah, hopefully that covered everything.